Welcome to the webinar. You have entered as an attendee in listen-only mode.
Outside of the loop or to the outside of the switch. Outside of the switch. That's it. This is the meaning of like what there. This you are understanding like what there break statement. Simple break statement. The break statement will be used in the loops and a switch. It will bypass flow of execution. It will bypass flow of execution to outside of the loop or to the outside of the switch. That is the meaning of like what the break statement. And another point I'm telling to you, if we use break statement in the loops, then the JVM will skip the remaining instructions in the current iteration and all the remaining iterations. That's it. If we use break statement, if we use a break statement in the loops, then the JVM will skip the remaining instructions execution in the current iteration and all the remaining iterations. Okay, simply it will come out from what there outside of the switch, outside of the for loop, outside of the loop. That's it. Now this is exactly the meaning of like what there break statement. Okay, now but what about this continuous statement actually? Continuous statement will be used in the loops only, not inside the switch. What it will do? It will bypass flow of execution to the next iteration. It will bypass flow of execution to the next iteration. It will bypass the flow of execution to the next iteration. If we use continuous statement in the loops, if we use continuous statement in the loops, then what is going to be happen there? Loops, JVM will skip all the remaining iterations in the current iteration, and JVM will continue with the next iteration. Alright, so if we use the continuous statement in the loops, JVM will skip all the remaining iterations in the current iteration, remaining instructions, not iterations, remaining instructions in the current iteration, and JVM will continue with the next iteration. That's it. Diagrammatically, I want to show this. Now try to understand it clearly. All of you know. By this easily we are able to understand the content. Let's now see this. For example, I'm going to take a for loop for int I is equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. Now inside this, if I double equals to 5, break statement, then after that, system.out.println of I, just we provided this loop. Okay, for int I is equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus, if I double equals to 5, break system.out.println of I. That's it. Now this is exactly the meaning of like what there break statement utilization ki taken. Similarly, I'm going to use the same program with the continuous statement. Now in place of break, I want to provide what? Continue. Continuous statement here we are using. Understand the difference in the outputs, no? What is going to be happen? When JVM execute this particular instruction, when JVM is executing this particular instruction, what JVM is doing there? First of all, JVM will come to this int I is equal to 0. Okay, no problem. Next one is what there? I less than 10. That means 10 less than 10. Sorry, 0 less than 10. Condition is true. Then after that, it will come to condition is true. Now JVM will come to this conditional expression if I double equals to 5. Now I value is 0 only. So condition is false. When condition is false, it will come outside of the if. When it coming to the outside of the if, directly we can execute like what there system.out.println of I. When we execute system.out.println of I, the first output here we are getting like what there? 0. 0 is the first output here we are getting. Okay. When we complete this system.out.println of I, flow of execution will come to what? I plus plus. From this, after executing this, then flow of execution will come to what? I plus plus. Where I value is what there? 1. I value is what there? 1. The 1 less than 10. Okay, condition is true. I double equals to 5. Condition is false. SOP of I, one value we are going to display. I plus plus, I value 2. 2 less than 10. 2 double equals to 5. No. System.out.println of I. That value is like what there? 2. I value 3 now. 3 less than 10. 3 double equals to false. SOP of like what the 3. It's okay. I value is 4. 4 less than 10. 4 double equals to 5. Fail. SOP of I. That means 4 value we are getting. Now I plus plus. I value is what there? I value is 5. When I value is 5, then what we are doing there? 5 less than 10. Condition is okay, true. And I double equals to 5. 5 double equals to 5. Condition is also true. Now understand it. When condition is true, automatically flow of execution will come to what their break statement. When JVM encounter this break statement, without having any second thoughts, without having any other view, directly JVM will send a flow of execution to outside of the loop. That's it. Directly, without executing anything, directly JVM will bypass flow of execution to outside of the loop. Directly from this break statement, flow of execution is coming to outside of the loop. That's it. Only this output here we are getting 0 to 4 only. This is the break statement. It breaks everything inside the loop. It breaks everything, then it will come outside of the loop here. That's the main purpose of like what their break statement. Understand it clearly. All right. Then after this, after completion of this punch here, next one is what? What exactly the purpose of this continuous statement? Then easily we can identify this. Same, almost a similar flow of execution here we are going to understand, but continuous statement situation is different. When JVM execute this particular for loop there, as usual, first JVM will execute what? Int I is equal to 0, I value 0, I less than 10, condition is true. When the condition is true, when the condition is true, automatically flow of execution will come to like what there? If I double equals to 5, now I value is what there? 0 only. So flow of execution will come to what there? Outside of the if there we are getting like what there? System.out.println of I. In that system.out.println of I, what value here we are getting there? 0. 0 value will be displayed here. Now here we are getting 0. After this, flow of execution will go to what there? I plus plus. Up to this part is common, normal content only. Alright, sir. Now I plus plus, I value is 1, 1 less than 10, condition is true. I double equals to 5, that means G1 double equal to 5, condition is false. It will come to system dot out println of I, one value will be displayed. Next one is what there? I plus plus, I value 2, 2 less than 10, condition is true. 2 double equals to 5, condition is false. SOP of I, 2 value will be displayed. Now I plus plus, I value is 3, 3 less than 10, true. 3 double equals to 5, fail. SOP of I, 3 value will be displayed. After that, I plus plus, I value is what there? 4, 4 less than 10, but 4 double equals to 5. No, condition is fail. SOP of I, 4 value will be displayed. I plus plus, I value is 5, 5 less than 10, condition is true. If I double equals to 5, I double equals to 5 is what there? 5 double equals to 5. Now it is true. Whenever whenever the if condition is true, JVM will come to what statement? No, continuous statement. When JVM is coming to the continuous statement, when JVM is coming to the continuous statement, when JVM is coming to the continuous statement, what we have to do there clearly? What we are able to do there? Now try to understand it clearly. When continuous statement is identified, immediately by skipping the remaining instructions in the current iteration, then it will bypass flow of execution to the next iteration. It will continue with what the next iteration. Now I plus plus. Now I plus plus in the sense what value here we are getting there now. I plus plus value is what there? Already I value is 5. Now I value is 6. 6 less than 10. Condition is fail. SOP of 5. So here we are able to get what value here now? 6 value. After this 6. Similarly, what next one? 7. Next one is what there? 8. Next one is what there? 9. Like this here we are getting some values here. So what value is missing guys? Now tell me. In this case, what exactly the value which is missing here now? In the case of break statement, everything it will broke, right? But in the case of continuous statement, only current iteration is skipped. All the remaining iterations are going to be evaluated. So what value is missing in the case of this continuous statement? 5 is missing. Why? Because fifth iteration is missing. Why? Because in the fifth iteration we performed what there? We executed what? Continuous statement. So fifth iteration is missing. All the remaining iterations are executed successfully. So this is exactly the meaning of like what there continuous statement and break statement differences clearly. Okay. So let us see the same thing in programming part here. By preparing a program, both I want to show that. Try to understand it clearly. Programming part here I'm going to provide. Now try to understand it clearly. Example quote. One is break statement example here I'm going to take, and another one is what there continuous statement example here I'm going to discuss with you. All of you observe carefully. Right, son. First of all, now okay, I need to take for int I is equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. Now inside this, if I double equals to 5, now system dot out dot println, no, like here what we have to do there. For example, break statement here I have to do. No, after this system dot out dot println of I value here we have taken. Now see this, I am going to compile this program. Java C space tester.java. Compiled successfully. Java space tester. Output value here we are getting only 0 to 4 only. Output here we are getting there. Okay. Now the compilation and execution here we are using there. Okay. Then after this, another example on the base of this continuous statement. In the same program, just in place of this break here, we have to use what there? Continue. Let me compile and execute this. Java C space tester.java. Compiled successfully. Java space tester. Now 0 to 9 we are getting there, but what value is missing? You know, after this 4 and 6, between 4 and 6, 5 is missing. Between 4 and 6, what value is missing there? 5 is missing. So fifth iteration is missing, but all the remaining iterations are evaluated. So this is an example for what their continuous statement. Now the compilation and execution here we are going to provide. Now see this output value here we are getting. Now okay, fine. Next, one more point here I'm telling to you. Listen, all of you listen carefully. In Java applications, if you provide any statement immediately after the break statement or continue statement. In Java applications, if you provide any statement immediately after the break statement or continue statement, then the compiler will raise an error like unreachable statement. Please all of you understand it clearly. Then the compiler will raise an error like what there unreachable statement. Why? Because if you provide any statement immediately after the break statement, JVM never come to that statement. That statement is what their unreachable statement there. Similarly, the same point is going on with what their continue also. If you provide any statement immediately after the continue statement, there the compiler will raise an error. Why? Because that statement is unreachable statement. Right. Examples here we can identify this. Same inside this here we can identify this. For example, I want to write what their break statement. Now inside this, just I'm going to write what their system.out.println of after break something else. Here we are able to write after break. Compiler will raise an error, unreachable statement. Java C space tester.java. Unreachable statement error here we are getting. This is one point. Next one is about this continue statement here I'm telling to you. In place of this break, I'll provide what there continue. Java C space tester.java. Same error here we are getting unreachable statement. Right. This here we are getting unreachable statement that we are getting clearly. So then after this, after completion of this point here, and one more statement here I'm telling you, try to understand it clearly. And we already aware about it, nested loops. If you write a loop inside the another loop, if you write a loop inside the another loop, then it is called as, then the internal loop is called a nested loop. Okay, but here the point is what? Inside this nested loop, the point is what? Observe carefully, guys. Then I'm going to give one point now. If we provide break statement or continue statement inside the nested loop or inside the nested loop, if you provide break statement or continue statement inside the nested loop, then they provided break statement or continue statement will affect the nested loop only. It will not affect the outer loops. It will not affect the outer loop. If you write a loop inside another loop, then the internal loop is called a nested loop. If we provide break statement or continue statement inside the nested loop, then the provided break statement or continue statement will affect the nested loop only. It will not affect the outer loop. Okay. Right. Now let's understand this point. Now see this one. Example here I'm telling to you. For example, I want to write for loop and I is equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. Now inside this I want to take another loop for int j is equal to 0, j less than 10, j plus plus. Now inside this system dot out println of I plus a space plus a j, I space j. Understand it clearly? System dot out println of I space j. Values here we are getting. Java C space tester.java compiled successfully. Java space test. Output we are getting there. Observe carefully this output now. For every I value, j values are repeated from 0 to 9. I value 0. For this, j values are what there? 0 to 9. I value is 1 now. Then j values are for what there? 0 to 9. For every I value, j values are coming from 0 to 9. In this way, the total output here we are getting through this nested loops. So here this is what there 9. For this 9 also we j values are what there 0 to 9. That values here we are getting. Okay, fine. But here the point is what? Inside this nested loop, if j double equals to 5, and if I put break statement here, what is going to be happen? When this break statement is provided, automatically the break statement will affect what loop here? This for loop only. That means nested loop only. If I put break statement, automatically JVM will breaks the nested loop only, then it will continue with what their outer loop. So what output here we are expecting there? I value 0, okay, j is equal to 0, j less than 10, okay, condition is true, 0, 0, okay, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, when j value is 5, break statement. It breaks this loop, nested loop. Then directly it will go with what the next statement. What is that next statement here? I plus plus. Why? Because when it breaks now, it will come outside of the nested for loop. Now here we are not having any other instruction here inside this. Automatically flow of execution will come to what there I plus plus. I value is what there now 2, 1. Now 1 now. For I value 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4. Again j value is 5, break statement, then I plus plus. That is what there 2. 2 is a value, like this here we are getting. So for every I value, j values are rotated from 0 to 4 only. Why? Because when j value is 5, break statement is applied. That break statement will affect what the nested loop only. Then directly it will bypass flow of execution to what there I plus plus. That means outer loop. It is continue with what there outer loop. So that's why here we are getting output like what there. For every I value, j values are from 0 to 4 only. Here we are able to get. Java C space tester.java. Java space test. See this one here, we can identify this clearly. Yeah, this is one point here. Now let me check this. This is not here. I'll write here. Java C space tester.java. Compiled successfully. Java space test. Here we are getting like what there. For every I value, j values are from what there 0 to 4. 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4. Like this here. 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4. Like this here we are getting all the values here. Okay, fine. Okay, this is one example. Similarly, continue statement. Similarly, what there? Continue statement. Okay. If I provide this continue statement, this continue statement will give effect to what there nested loop only. It will not give effect to outer loop. So what output here we are expecting there? Continue statement is what there? Skipping that fifth iteration and continue with what next iteration. So for every I value, j values are from 0 to 9, but 5 is missing. For every I value, j values are from 0 to 9, but which value is missing there? 5 is missing. That we are going to understand here inside this. Java C space tester.java. Java space test. Now the output values are like what there? Here we can identify this 0, 0. For me, that means for every I value, j values are from what there? For every I value, j values are like what there? Understand it clearly? What values can we can identify this? Okay. For every I value, j values are from what there? 0 to 9, but 5 is missing. Here also be I value is what there? 1. What value is missing there? 5 is missing here now. So 2, then what value is missing there? 5 is missing, and so on and so on and so on. Here 0 to 9, 5 value is missing here. That we have to identify clearly. Okay. I think so. In the case of this break also, I want to give that output. Already we understood it. Output here I want to take it. That's why I'm executing once again here. Java C space tester.java. Compiled successfully. Java space tester. Now here we are getting output. Right. It's okay. This is completed. But here my requirement is like what there? What is my requirement now? In the above case, in the above case, if you provide break or continue statement, break statement or continue statement inside the nested loop, if you provide break statement or continue statement inside the nested loop, then the provided break statement or continue statement will affect the nested loop only. Okay, the provided break or continue statement will affect the nested loop only. But if you want to affect the outer loop, then if you want to affect the outer loop, then we have to use labeled break statement. There we have to use what there? Labeled break statement. That's a simple point here we have to understand. Then we have to use what there? Labeled break statement. Fine. What is this labeled break statement? Syntax is what? What exactly the meaning of labeled break statement here? Labeled break or continue. Right. Break, then what next one here? Label. Similarly, continue, label. Right, sir. Understand it clearly? Examples I'm providing there, both the examples now. So nested loop here we have taken. My requirement is what there? The break statement, if I apply inside the nested loop, then this break will apply to the nested loop only. But my requirement is what? That break must apply to what there? Outer loop. For that purpose, what we have to do there? I need to provide a label for outer loop. The same label we have to provide along with what? Break statement. Now when we provide this break L1, that means break L1 marked loop. What loop is marked with L1? This outer loop is marked with L1. Outer loop only, definitely. So then this break statement is applied to what? Outer loop. That means when J value is 5, this entire outer loop has to be terminated. Then flow of execution must come outside of the outer loop. In that way, here we are able to get the content. Right. Now let us check this clearly. Java C space tester.java. Compiled successfully. Java space test. Now here we are getting output is what there? 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4. That's it. When J value is 5, then it breaks the outer loop. Once it is breaking outer loop, no flow of execution will come outside of the outer loop. That's it. Okay. Now let me take this example. Output also here I want to provide like this. Next one is what? After that. Okay. Then after this, after completion of this, then what next one here we are able to provide there? The continue statement. What we are able to provide there? Now, in place of this break, I want to use what there? Continue statement. Continue statement here we provided. What about this continue statement here? Now, the same thing, when J value is 5, continue with what there? Outer loop. Why? Because we are continue statement, we are applied to what there? Outer loop here with L1. So, continue with what there? Outer loop. Where I plus plus. Continue with what there? I plus plus. That is the point here, we can identify this clearly. Okay. So, now observe carefully what output here we are expecting now. 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0, 5. When J value is 5, not 0, 5. J value is 5. Continue with I plus plus. That means 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4. Let's continue with the I plus plus. That means what there? 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4. Like this here, we are getting some content. Okay. The same output here we are able to identify. Just instead of giving effect in the nested loop, just we are going to give effect to what their outer loop. Java C space tester.java. Compiled successfully. Java space test. Now output values here we are getting there. These outputs here we are getting 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4 like this. Similarly, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4. Next one is what there? 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4. Like this here we are getting all the content here. Try to recognize this clearly. Okay. Right, yes. Now this is about like what there? Continue statement and labeled continue statement, what we are getting clearly. Right. All right, sir. Now this is what we completed there. We understood these points. So this is about like what there? Transfer statements topic here we understood. So overall, language fundamentals, the topic here we are getting clearly. Okay. Okay. Right, yes, that's it. Now that's all regarding this content here. But then we are going to have, then what topics here we are going to have there? The small topics are remaining here. Patterns topic I need to discuss with you. Patterns. Then what next one here? Apart from this patterns here, the next one is like what there? Arrays topic I'll discuss with you. This arrays topic anyway I'll discuss with you in the before the collections care in the middle now. This patterns and arrays topic I will discuss with you separately. All right. The next topic I need to talk with what there. Oops, object orientation topic I have to discuss there. So not on today, on day after tomorrow. Day after tomorrow, I'm going to talk about like what there object orientation. The topic I'll start. And tomorrow we are planning to conduct what there a test on the base of this data types, this kind of content here. So try to attend for the test. Then we are able to like what I'm telling there. Then we are able to like start with what there object orientation. So Tuesday onwards, we are going to start with what their object orientation. Tomorrow we have to appear for what? Test everybody. Okay, guys? At the same time, in our same class timing only, 8:30 only. At 8:30 only, the test is going to be happen. Just those who are attending offline, just come here, come to the classroom. There we can attend for the test. Those who are in online, then we will send that question paper to you so that you can write that exam. Okay. Same at 8:30 only and tomorrow. Thank you. While true we use for infinite loop, right? Okay. While false we use for unreachable statement code. That is an error actually. Both are valid, right? Yes, your thought is right. Use it in real time, right? No, then depends on requirement. We are going to use it. See, one thing I'm telling to you clearly. See, no particular topic is decided to use in the real time. Not like this. So we are not going to have any particular topic in the real time. Particular topic we are not going to use real time. That we cannot decide at this stage. Requirements may become as per that requirements only we are going to use the subject. Then understand the direction what I'm telling there. Don't think about like every topic inside the core Java we are going to use in the application development. No, not in this direction. What is our direction should be? When application is developed, whenever we are preparing an application, in that application, if any requirement is get, then we are going to use Java features. No. For every topic inside the core Java, we are not going to search for the real-time requirements. It's not the way. So when we are trying to prepare the applications, if we need something, then we are going to implement that thing by using Java features only, right? That's the point here. So in general, while false, we are not going to use. Why? Because it is giving error. While it is giving an error, then you want to write program for error. While false is what there. While false is what there is an error in general. It is giving an error. All right. Then you want to write program for error. No. That's why the while false testing point of view is in the point of this what I'm telling there. The questions and answers point of view, we may ask this type of questions now. But in application development, I think so. We are not going to use that while false. While true, we are going to use number of times, number of cases. Okay, while false, we are not going to use it. Why? Because it is not valid, right? We are able to get what I shown, error I shown, right? Yesterday error I shown. While false, semicolon. Yes, definitely that will give an error. Yeah, the syntax will give error. Why? Because if it is while false, no, that semicolon is becoming as what their statement. The statement is what their unreachable statement. It's invalid. Yeah, there we are able to get a compilation error. Then if any statement is getting compilation error, you want to use the statement in our application development. No, we have to avoid it. But knowledge point of view, we are giving that information. Okay, right. Yeah, thank you guys. Then tomorrow at 8:30, the test is going to be conducted. Then everybody has to come for the content. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you guys. We'll meet it tomorrow at 8:30. For online people, question paper will be sent it through mail. But for offline student, we have to come to the office. There we have to come to the classroom. There we have to attend for the test. Okay, thank you.